Have you ever wondered why it's so darn hard to put down a video game sometimes? I'm telling you, it's not about a lack of willpower. We're going to pull back the curtain on the world of game design and see the psychological hooks that are so carefully crafted to keep you locked in. Oh, we've all been there, right? You tell yourself, okay, this is the last match or the last mission for real this time, and then you look at the clock and poof, hours have just vanished. So how does this keep happening? Yeah, that powerful magnetic pull you feel, it's not magic. It's actually the result of some really, really smart and meticulous game design, all based on decades of psychological research. It's all about keeping you engaged. So let's start with what's actually happening inside your brain. All right, first things first, we gotta look under the hood, inside our own heads, really, to understand the little chemical engine that's driving this whole experience. Okay, so meet the absolute star of the show, dopamine. You've probably heard of it. People often call it the pleasure chemical, but a better way to think about it is as the motivation chemical. It's the thing in your brain that says, hey, that felt good, let's do that again. So every time you hear that super satisfying ding when you level up, or you finally get that rare piece of loot to drop, bam, your brain gives you a little hit of dopamine. It's this powerful signal that basically tells you, yes, that was good, let's get more of that. And that right there is the fundamental hook. So if dopamine is the fuel, what are the tools game designers are using to keep hitting the gas pedal? Well, this is where things get really, really clever. One of the biggest and most effective tools is what we call the progression loop. It's super simple, but so powerful. You do something, an action, like finish a quest. You get a reward, maybe some XP. And that reward leads to progress, like leveling up and getting a cool new skill. Now, the absolute genius of this loop is that the next goal, that next level, that next unlock always feels so close. You can almost taste it. It creates this constant sense of moving forward, which makes it incredibly difficult to just stop playing. But here's the thing. Designers can kick this reward system into overdrive. A predictable reward? It's nice, sure, but our brains get bored with that pretty fast. It's the unpredictable reward that really gets our brains fired up with anticipation. You know it, you've seen it. This is the famous slot machine effect. Think about loot boxes or random item drops from a boss. It's not knowing if you'll get the reward or how good it'll be that is so much more compelling than knowing exactly what's coming. That uncertainty keeps us pulling the lever over and over again. And here's another brilliant piece of the puzzle. Games are masters of breaking down time. A single match in a shooter might just be 10 minutes. A quick round of a card game, maybe 20. Each little session feels so small and manageable. It makes the decision to play just one more the easiest thing in the world. But those little chunks, man, they add up fast. But it's not just about clever brain chemistry and slick design loops. Games tap into something much, much deeper about us, our basic human needs for connection, for competition, and for a sense of control. Just think about it for a second. That rush of seeing your main climb up a leaderboard, or coordinating with your team to snatch a victory from the jaws of defeat. Even just that simple fear of missing out, of falling behind your friends. These are incredibly powerful motivators that add a whole other layer of purpose that keeps you coming back. And this brings us to what might be the biggest draw of all. Let's be honest, the real world can be complicated. Goals can be unclear, rewards can take forever, and a lot feels out of our hands. But in a game, your goals are crystal clear. Your efforts are rewarded right away. You feel this sense of mastery and control that can be pretty hard to find in everyday life. So we've got the brain chemistry, the smart design mechanics, and the social drivers. Let's step back for a second and see what it all looks like when it comes together. Now, we gotta be clear about this. For the vast majority of people, gaming is a fantastic, healthy hobby. But because these design techniques are so effective, for some, it can start to push out other really important stuff. When a game consistently wins the fight against sleep or work or school, that's a sign the balance might be a little off. So, the most important thing to take away is this, that feeling of not being able to put a game down isn't some personal failure. It is the result of a perfectly tuned system. You've got the dopamine, the endless progression loop, the slot machine rush, and our deep social needs all firing off at once. And that really leaves us with a huge question to think about, doesn't it? These designs are making games more engaging and fun than they have ever been. But as they get better and better at capturing our attention, we have to ask ourselves, where does perfectly designed fun end and perfectly designed compulsion begin? It's something to chew on next time you fire up your favorite game.